Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hacking Self Storage, you storage ninjas, you. Okay, so today what we do on Mondays is we go through our week in numbers, we go through conversions, etc., and just really give an overview of the business, how well a business did and how well it didn't do some weeks. I can't, do you know what? I was just thinking about this. I cannot actually wait until in January when we'll have another site to go through because Cloughrow is opening. And then we'll also have in February, maybe March, we will have end of February, maybe. We'll have South Shields to go through as well. So we'll have more and more sites to look at. Next week, I am on the road for 2 or 3 days looking for new sites. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have some more news about another new site, which I'm really excited about. So that will take us up to 5. By this time next year, I want 10. So that's the idea, 10 sites, micro sites, whatever, just 10 sites by this time next year. So we'll see how that goes. But first of all, we need to find these locations because that is key at the minute. Okay, so let's get on with it then. Amount of quotes last week, 56 quotes last week. That's pretty good. And 56 quotes in November. Crazy, crazy figures. Amount of quotes per day is 8. Number of reservations were 18. That's a conversion rate. These are beautiful figures. 32% conversion rate from quotes to reservations. Absolutely phenomenal. And get this, we did 11 forward move-ins as well. So that's 61% of those reservations did forward move-ins. Well done, Team Stormore. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really impressed. Really, really happy with that. New move-ins last week with 9 for 815 square foot. Other move-ins, we had 5, so that's people taking extra rooms, moving rooms, etc. So in total, we moved in 1,045 square foot. Anything at this time of year where you're hitting 4 figures, for me, is a massive win. So again, really, really happy there. So we did 9 move-ins, as I say, and that's a conversion rate from quotes to move-ins of 16%. So not the best, but we want to be around about 20. Ideally, we want to be 25%. Anything in the range of 20, 25% is acceptable. And it all, by the way, it all depends on if you're showing if you've got the prices on your website, then your conversions has to be much, much, much higher because that biggest barrier is the price. If you aren't showing your price, if it's behind a firewall of information like we do, so we only give you a price if you give us some email address, name, etc., then we'll give you the price online. Then that's where the conversion should be between 20 on quotes to move-ins, it should be between 20 and 25%. Anywhere around 25% is absolutely phenomenal. From conversions from quotes to reservations, it should be around about 25 to 30%. 32% is wicked. Okay, number of times the vans were rented out last week. The Transit was rented out 4 times. The Luton, my friends, was rented out. Come on, guess. Huh? Can you? Yeah, you're right. Well, some of you was right. I don't know. Not all of you, but some of you. 6. So the Luton wins last week. Where did our quotes come from? Well, I always say this. I'm glad you asked. Google, 42 quotes, that's 75%. Word of mouth was 2, that's 4%. Passing by was 13%, 7. Beverly 24 was 2, that's 4%. Used before was 3, 5%. Social media, estate agents, removals, blog, Bing, etc. were 0. So amount of square foot moved in was 1,045. Amount of square foot moved out, I'm going to have a little drink of my drinky poops and then I'll let you know. Oh, and by the way, here's a word from our sponsor. That's what I meant to say. Square foot moved out was, we lost square foot again. 1,185 square foot moved out. So we was minus 140. It was always going to be a tough week. It was neither here nor there. So 140, it's neither here nor there. So yeah, it's obviously want to be positive, but never mind. So the amount of rooms moved in was 14. The amount of rooms moved out was 15. Total internal rooms occupied is 345. Amount of containers in, 2. Amount of containers moved out, 1. So we've got 38 containers rented out. We have currently 50 containers on site. Car parking moved in, 0. Car parking moved out is 1. So we've only got 10 car parking spaces now. So we're getting rid of these car parking spaces and replacing them with containers. Store occupancy is exactly 80.08%. So 80%. Weekly average sales for merchandise move-ins was £24.03. So for every move-in, they spent £24.03 on merchandise. We aim for 25 quid, so yeah, it's all right. Amount of insurance sold was £41,000 this week. That means that the average insurance sold was £4,555. It's a little bit below where I want to be. We want to be £5,000 there, but no major dents there. Amount of square foot due in. Now, again, I always say this is the most important thing for me because I already know what's happened previously because I get daily reports every single night. I know exactly how much square foot moved in. I know how much square foot has moved out on a daily basis. So I roughly know where we are on a weekly basis anyway. So I always want to, as soon as I get this email, I scroll right to the bottom. And that was my phone, by the way. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, I was doing my phone thing where you scroll with your fingers. And yeah, I go straight to the bottom. And here it tells me that next week, we've got 14 move-ins due. And we always move in more than we say as well. Having said that, probably won't do this with superstition and all that. Hopefully, we move in more than is documented at the minute because obviously you get quotes and then move in straight away. So hopefully it'll be more than this. So amount of square foot due in next week is 1,270. 14 move-ins, 1,270. Amount of square foot moved out is due to move out is 11 for 900 square foot. So for the first time in God knows how long, we're expecting more square foot in than we are out, which is incredible. It's fantastic. So hopefully, my aim next week is to have a net 500 square foot. Net 500 square foot. That's where roughly I want to be. I think that'll be absolutely fan-daddy dodo. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Okay, so let's have a look at the weekly revenue figures. I did click this, but it doesn't seem to be loading up. Oh, it is loading up, but just very, very slowly. Here we go. It's ready. Actually, it was a pretty good week for revenue. This week as well is going to be a very, very good week because I've already seen direct debits. The direct debits are around about 17 grand this week, so it should be a good week. Okay. Wow. Bounce direct debits. We've got a few debtors at the minute, a few debtors. We're going to have a meeting about debts and see if we can improve our debt procedure. We've spoken to Rennie as well to see if we can get away. Oh, the wife's calling me. They're in bed. The kids. Yeah, so we've had a word with Rennie, see if we can actually get rid of people's stuff before the 45 days, but we've been told we can't because of legal ramifications. So that's a no-no. So we're always trying to iterate and improve because we know what's working now, what isn't working now. And I just feel like as long as you look at your systems and procedures objectively and always think, okay, how can we improve? What can we do better? What can we do more here? How can we get a better result? And so, yeah, it's something that we're looking at. Don't get me wrong, our debt procedure, our history is pretty good. In the mastermind I'm in America, they always say anything under 3% of revenue is a success. I'm like, 3% of revenue? No, I'm not accepting that. I am not accepting that 3% of my revenue, that's $2.5 grand a month, is around about that, is acceptable for debt, written off debt. No chance, absolutely no chance. Anything below 1% is where I want to be. Even then, I don't want to be 1%, no chance. So I don't agree with mastermind in America that I don't agree with people's opinions in the mastermind because writing off 3% is just too much money. I mean, bloody hell, that's over 25 grand, 30 grand a year, that is for me. 30 grand a year? No, thank you, man. I'm writing 30 grand a year off. So we just got to refine it and make sure it's the best it possibly can be and see what's working and see what's not. Okay, so last week we took £18,873.42 at Stormore, and the bounce direct debits was £598.33 at Stormore. So it was a pretty damn good week, 19K nearly at Stormore. Beverly, we took £2,840.28, and the total for both sites were £21,713.70. We also had £301.28 of bounce direct debits at Beverly, which is unusual. The revenue check, so actual revenue versus true period revenue, Stormore, we're £2,807.09 down from the actual revenue, true period revenue versus actual revenue. We'll catch that up. I'm sure it'll be positive by the end of the month. Beverly, we're £705.10 up for the true period revenue versus actual revenue. Okay, what are we going to talk about this week on Wednesday and Friday? Do you know what? I haven't actually recorded them. I've been looking at what we're going to do. And let's have a look. Do you know what? I don't, I've got lists of stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I thought I had an idea, but I was going to talk about funding, but I don't know if I'm in a position to talk about funding just yet. Because people have been asking me about how we get funding, what do we do, how do you get more, how do you get private investors? So I was going to talk about that, but and how you want to display your figures, because I've learned so much after speaking to people who are basically private investors and VC firms. And so I know now a lot more than I did before what they look at and how you go display your figures to show people. And basically, it's keep it simple, stupid, KISS. It's keep it simple, stupid, because you've got to keep things really, really simple. And if you can't explain it in a page, then, well, you need to improve it. You need to have a snapshot of your business in one page document. And anyway, I'll go into that soon, because I know so many people have been asking about that. Yeah, there's loads: lifetime value of a customer journey, security checks, expenses, bonjuros, what's your website traffic, importance of SSA, half price. Well, there's so many episodes I've got to do. So yeah, I'll figure one out. So one of those we'll do. I want to do funding, but I just don't know if I'm ready to do it just yet. I don't know if I've got all the information. I don't know if it could be better in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, when I have more meetings with people who are in these private financing and VC firms. So anyway, it'll be good, whatever. I promise it'll be really good. Okay, guys, girls, have a wonderful week. And all I can say is literally, we've got I keep saying this all the time, but we've got an amazing business. We've got an amazing industry, and we are so lucky. So I know that obviously doesn't make you happy, but there's loads and loads of people out there that haven't been so lucky in the industry and have massive implications and big impact on how COVID has affected them, their lifestyle, their family, their finances. And we have been so lucky. So, and yeah, I just think that we should all be grateful. Just take a minute and show gratitude. And what gratitude? It's a simple thing, but honestly, it's a massive effect on your life. And that's one thing for me that I keep trying to remind myself of, that I'm in an amazing industry, and I'm very, very, very fortunate, and I feel lucky and blessed. And when you feel lucky and blessed, then you feel more happy. So yeah, so have a bit of gratitude. All right, my friends, love you, appreciate you, and I'll see you Wednesday. See you soon, guys, girls. Bye-bye.